I was hoping you could share a little bit, Rob, about just what UCLA Law has to offer in particular, because it's a great school. I hear a lot of great things about it. I know you have some unique programs. We did a discussion a few months back, and I'm hoping you could just share more with everyone about the programs you offer, the specialties,
Yeah,
things of that nature.
yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Although feel free to stop me at any time because once I get going
No,
on
please.
UCLA,
That's what you're here for.
I could go on for a while. But and I guess I'll just say to anybody out there that is specifically interested in UCLA, you can feel free to follow up with me by email if you have specific questions about our school or the programs or the process. But we bring in about 300 students every year. I'm assuming most of your listeners have heard about the first year of law school and how you're generally taking the same subjects no matter where you go to law school and experiencing that Socratic method for the first time. But really the first year of law school, whether it's here or elsewhere, I liken it back in some ways to going back to middle school. You're in one building, you have a locker, you're told who your professors are. And although we do give students a choice in the spring of their first year, they can take an elective, which I think is exciting, and start to develop to be exposed to some of the areas of law that they might have an interest in. But that's the first year. But it's the second and third year at UCLA that I think is incredibly challenging because what do you take? There are over 200 classes that you can choose from, I would say. There are more than 40 clinical programs that you can choose from. Not sure if all your listeners know what a clinic is, but it's an opportunity to get some hands-on live client experience. And we have 16 partner schools where you can study abroad. There are externships that you can do either in Los Angeles or a full-time externship in another city. So the opportunities are just endless. And I think that's probably the hardest thing about law school. Sure, it's challenging, going to classes, but choosing what to take. You mentioned the bar exam. You're going to want to pass the bar exam. You're going to want to take some classes that prepare you for the bar, but you're also going to have, as I said earlier, 200 classes to choose from. The other thing I'd mention about UCLA that is unique is we have something called El Centro, which in the first year, it allows students to actually get some clinical experience and to get out into the legal community in Los Angeles and start helping people who need assistance, whether it's recently released prisoners or veterans or tenants that are having landlord issues or low-wage workers. It's interesting, 1Ls are often just sitting in the classroom reading cases from the 19th century, and while some people may find that fascinating, others want to get out and start helping people. That's why they're going to law school. So I love the El Centro Clinic at UCLA. It is student-run, very unique, and 2Ls and 3Ls do it too, but it gives 1Ls the opportunity to get out there. If you want to specialize at UCLA, you can. We could probably have a whole discussion about whether or not you should specialize, but there are 7 different areas where you can, which means you graduate with a notation on your transcript, which says that you fulfilled the requirements in that area. So that could be things like entertainment law, environmental law, business law. There's a critical race studies specialization, a law and philosophy specialization, and a public interest law specialization as well. We also have this new program, which I think is pretty neat, called the Capello program in trial advocacy. You can get a certificate in trial advocacy. And I will brag a little bit and say that last year, our team had the best record in the country and went undefeated against other top 25 schools. In fact, one fun fact, the only top 25 school to beat UCLA was UCLA. We actually twice knocked out every other school, so the 2 squads had to face each other. So if you're interested in litigation and trial advocacy, I think this is a really good program for you. So that's a little bit about the program. We have an alumni network of more than 17,000. A lot of people think if you come to UCLA, you're going to have to remain in California. Most of our students want to remain in California, but I was looking at our on-campus interview statistics this year, actually from last year, and actually 45% of the students that got jobs, these are large firm jobs, took them outside of Los Angeles. So I was surprised to see that 45% were leaving LA. A lot of that is probably in the Bay Area, but it's really throughout the country as well.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.